There are growing calls for government to urgently deal with the tavern shootings in the country. 8 people were gunned down in separate incidents in Mpumalanga and Gauteng at the weekend. These are the latest tavern attacks in a string of many in recent months. Joining us now for this conversation, I'm joined by Mgwebi Msiya. He is from the Eastern Cape Liquor Board. We're also hoping to be joined by the Safety and Security MEC in Mpumalanga, Vusi Shongwe, who's having a bit of trouble with 4IR this morning, trying to get his picture sorted there. So while we wait for the MEC to join us, Mr. Mgwebi, let's start with you. We know that in the Eastern Cape there is that unfortunate incident of the Enyobeni Tavern. That specifically had to do with serving alcohol to underaged children. That's separate from an issue of tavern shootings that seem to be on the rise in other provinces. Tell us about the Eastern Cape. Are you experiencing the same?
Thank you very much, Coley. Thank you for having us on your show, and good morning to your viewers. I think right now the biggest challenge that we are confronted with, Coley, as a province really relates more to underage drinking. Yes, in terms of the tavern shootings, we have not had much compared to other provinces. However, we are just hoping that this doesn't escalate to our province, because it's a very unfortunate behavior that seems to be growing in other provinces. But in our province, as I indicated, we haven't had many of these tavern shootings.
Talk to us about the regulations that govern how the taverns ought to operate. And I think many of these incidents, Mr. Mgwebi, they do take place in the latter parts of the day, or should we say in the dead hours of the night, all the way into the early mornings. What are the times that taverns are supposed to operate and shut down by?
Thank you very much, Corey. I think it's important for me to indicate to the viewers that, in terms of our own province as the Eastern Cape, the determination of the trading times is an exclusive competency of the local municipality. We don't determine trading times as the Eastern Cape Liquor Board. So each local municipality will have its own liquor bylaw, which will then stipulate the times that the municipality would prefer to be used for the liquor operations within their jurisdiction. So it's not our competency as the Eastern Cape Liquor Board. However, we do monitor, adherence to the times that have actually, to assist the municipality, adherence to the times that are determined by the municipality. So it's a responsibility of the municipality to ensure that they prescribe their own times through the municipal bylaws. That is why you will find that each municipality has got its own trading times. There is no uniformity in terms of trading times across the province. Each municipality will look into its own unique circumstances and determine trading times based on those circumstances. But I think, again, let me just add the fact that it's one area, as we indicated, Oli, where we're finding a lot of non-compliance in terms of our liquor traders adhering to the trading times that have been prescribed by them, by their local municipalities. That's where we're having, a very, very, a big problem in terms of the liquor traders that do not necessarily adhere to the liquor, trading times that have actually been prescribed by their municipalities.
Yeah, all right. It does seem that we do have the MEC, Vusi Shongwe, somewhat stabilizing his picture there this morning. MEC, are you ready to get into this conversation? Your picture is still a little bit wobbly. Are you ready for us? Can we get straight into it, sir?
Yeah, we can now go straight into it now.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you. And let's ask you the question, MEC. The incident that occurred over the past weekend in your province, do you know what the motive for it is? And was that the first of its kind, or you have had many of these?
Yeah, for starters, I'll start by condemning and sending my condolences to those that passed on in that particular gruesome incident, and wish a speedy recovery to those that were injured, and some of them are out of the hospital already. It's not the first one. We had one in Mayflower, and we have arrested the perpetrators. But on this one, I was there yesterday to go and check exactly what happened. What I discovered and saw was that the tavern, its own, is just an open space, closed or covered with palisade, and the patrons are just exposed to any situation there. Hence, I've decided to close it. It's closed until MER have done a proper.
All right. I think we have now lost your sound, MEC. Are you there? I think you may have to unmute. Are you there?
It's according to what is expected from it in terms of, safety compliance.
All right. So around what time of the evening did this incident happen?
It happens on Sunday night at around 12 o'clock midnight.
That's exactly
and according
the
to and exactly what is expected was that at that time the tavern was supposed to be empty except workers who were cleaning, managing their place for the following day.
Yeah.
So those are things that we are investigating, and I've not only ended up on that one, I've given a clear instruction that they must go out and check all the other, taverns in the area and in around the province, whether they are in compliance. And those that will be found not complying, they'll have to be closed as well.
So talk to me about that time at which this incident happened. You have already said it was at midnight. And what time was this tavern supposed to shut down? Was this owner operating beyond the hours that he is expected?
He was expected to close at 12. Precisely what I'm saying, that if he was expected to close at 12, when the incident happened, the patrons were not supposed to be still there in that particular place. People that were supposed to be there were people working there who were cleaning and preparing the place for the following day. So in terms of compliance, I am depending on MER to exactly bring me a report within 2 weeks so as to say whether they were in compliance or not. And
this is exactly the point that Mr. Msiya, who is part of this conversation, I'm going to bring him in a moment. This is exactly what he was saying, that when I posed the question as to who is supposed to monitor the hours that the taverns operate until, and he says that's the responsibility of the municipality where that tavern is located. Are you aware of what the municipality, I understand this was in Kanyamazan, are you aware as to whether or not the municipality is strictly enforcing these bylaws, if you will?
Well, I can't speak on their behalf because you'll remember that municipality is another sphere of government. But the ones that are directly accountable.
Oh, that picture freezing. Just as he was about to respond to that question. MEC, I think I've got you back. Just say that again, because we lost you for a moment there, and now your picture has suddenly turned upside down. All right, we are going to try and have the MEC fix that. There's someone who is helping there. MEC, all right, I think we've got you back. Just repeat that again, that the municipality and what their responsibilities are.
The municipality, insofar as the implementation of their bylaws is concerned, I can't speak on that. But I can safely speak about MER who are issuing license. And to my understanding, MER has inspectors that are expected to inspect all the taverns and the compliance part of it. And that is why I'm expecting a report from them within 2 weeks so that we can take it from there. The issue of the municipality, we are also going to engage them because in our province, a municipality is expected to make a recommendation to MER when somebody have applied for a license of trading with liquor.
Mr. Msiya, let's come back to you. You have heard the MEC. He says that the MER, and I suppose this may be a body that almost operates similar to what you do as the Eastern Cape Liquor Board. The question around inspectors, that's a question that I asked you, I think, at the height of the Enyobeni Tavern incident. And you did say at that time that inspectors are there, but there's just too many of these taverns operating and it is difficult to police them. What's the situation now in the Eastern Cape, specifically around inspectors ever since that particular incident? Has that improved?
Thank you once again, Xoli. I think I would say, Xoli, we remain with the same problem. Yes, we have increased our
Mr. Msiya, I think the connection to you, Mr. Msiya, a bit patchy right now. MEC, let me come to you in the meantime as we close the conversation. Surely, yes, it is one sphere of government, and of course, you've got to thread carefully as to not encroach into their space. But at some point, you have got to exert pressure on them to say you have taverns that are possibly operating beyond the hours that they are allowed. You have got to do your work. What is it that you can do from your part?
I've already indicated that,
You're muted again.
For action to take place, what we are going to do, we are going to close all taverns that are not in compliance.
All right. That conversation taking a turn for the worst, and it's all owing to the whole issue of connections and 4IR. MEC, quickly, as I close, I think you are slightly back now.
Can I come in and I just want to make this point clear?
Sure.
To everyone. I want like us to close.
All right. Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave the conversation there. But at least you've got the gist of what the problems are. Inspectors, yes, they are there from the authorities that issue these licenses. The Eastern Cape Liquor Board, you have heard them saying that the problem remains much the same as far as inspectors monitoring these liquor outlets, but they are simply outnumbered. On the other hand, there's a municipality that is supposed to strictly enforce the bylaws. Are they the ones that are allowing for this to happen, which is the killings, and the killings tend to happen in the dead hours of the night? You've heard the incident in Mpumalanga. Hopefully that gives you a rounded picture of at least what is going on. So we're going to have to focus the attention on municipalities at some point in what it is that they are supposed to do.